great takes. I think the issue, first of all, an interesting part is, like you said, it's kind of annoying making the same points, but it can be, you know, and then an individual maybe should get another hobby. But because right now, I think this is the best it's ever been in Western history, this argument in terms of being able to make clearly, I mean, just even 30, 40 years ago, even popular things like the movie The Matrix and stuff brings these issues to people's minds in a way you can't say they understand, but are starting to grapple with. So that seems like a positive thing. And I think it comes back, I wonder if you agree, that basically this is a goal. Subjective idealism is basically an effort to found the world on concepts. They want to found the world on concepts. And it's understandable because our world is made of concepts in the sense of our material world. But they get confused when you talk about that and could still be a materialist. Our world's a dream? No, it's real. It really is a dream. It's this kind of sense of objectively it exists. It doesn't mean that's how everything is, or there's something inherent to it. But see, our worlds that we experience consciously consists of concepts. So we do build the world from concepts. And we just kind of wish that the world, that we were building the real world, and pretend that what we built is what's in the real world. And I think that's basically what's going on. And it's ironic to me because looking for the world to start with concepts is basically to be like a life as a dream idealist. You know, Plato's idea of the real world is that it's an imperfect copy of this perfect one. You know, that there's these concepts underneath it, and the world is imperfectly copying that. You know, that's very much like saying the real world is this dreamy, formy world. That's the real world is dreams. And yet, it's come to the point where, no, they think they're the concrete thinkers because they believe in the concrete. And it's like, well, I believe in concrete. You know, and you use some modes of thinking that aren't common, that I think are good modes of thinking in terms of, like when people say, well, language can't work. I always thought that was funny. Language can't work on these other principles. Or I would say, you know, words don't have definite meanings. They have a particular range of meanings for a particular person. You meet another person, hopefully that spectrum of meanings can line up, right? People are like, language wouldn't even work unless words had set meanings. I'm like, well, they obviously don't. You can look in a dictionary for the multiple meanings, even the agreed upon ones, let alone all the ones that people have in their own head. And yet we do communicate. So that's a materialistic boundary condition. We see that we're communicating. We see that we don't have exactly the same definition for words. Therefore, there must be a way for it to work that we could try to discover, rather than say, but I think it has to work this other way or else it can't work at all, because I wouldn't call that language in that case. That's not how I think of these things. But anyway, I think people are understanding this better than they have in the past, in my experience. And I think there might be some ironic need for this feeling of logical concreteness, against which we can explain the subtleties of the subjective-objective pseudo-dichotomy. Right? All right, cheers, bye.